Ever pondered why we stick to traditions even when they no longer serve us? Tradition, the invisible thread that binds us to the past, is a crucial element of society, providing a sense of continuity and comfort. But what happens when these traditions become shackles, limiting our progress? The renowned anthropologist Franz Boas challenged this very notion. He advocated for breaking free from the shackles of tradition, encouraging us to critically examine societal norms and attitudes. Traditions, while comforting, can sometimes hold us back from exploring new horizons. What if we could flip the script and make the strange familiar and the familiar strange? Picture this. You've got a regular glass, but instead of using it for your morning orange juice, it's now your paperweight. That bookend, it's now your go-to glass. And let's not forget about the Korean rice bowls, repurposed for various functions, from holding your keys to housing your succulents. It's like living in a world where the rules of use are rewritten, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. This is the beauty of creativity. It makes us see things in a new light. Changing our perspective can open up a world of possibilities, making the strange familiar and the familiar strange. So, how can we overcome the shackles of tradition through creativity? Well, creativity is all about seeing the familiar in a new light and finding the strange in the familiar. Take Henry Ford, for instance. He turned the world of automobile production on its head by drawing inspiration from the unlikeliest of places, a meat-packing plant. By observing the division of labor in these plants, he conceptualized and implemented the assembly line system, revolutionizing the automobile industry. This is a classic example of how shifting our perspective and daring to see things differently can lead to groundbreaking innovations. By embracing creativity, we can break free from tradition and create a world that is both strange and familiar. And thus, the key to breaking free from tradition lies in our ability to innovate and adapt. This journey starts when we question the norms and challenge the status quo. By merging our curiosity with an acceptance of the unfamiliar, we can find new ways to understand and interact with our surroundings. The power of creativity allows us to overcome tradition. By overlaying the concepts of viewing world through the lens of making the strange familiar and the familiar strange, and stepping out of our comfort zone, we create a fresh perspective. Embrace the strange, and through this exploration, find the courage to step away from what you know. With this newfound perspective, see the world again. Who knows what wonders you might discover? Let's take a moment to reflect on the words of Pierre Wack, a pioneer in scenario planning. He once said, "In times of change, there is definitely more to see than we normally perceive." His words echo the idea of looking beyond the obvious, of noticing the unnoticed, of breaking free from our traditional ways of looking at things. This aligns perfectly with the theme we've been exploring, making the strange familiar and the familiar strange. By not just accepting what we see on the surface, but digging deeper, challenging our perceptions, and seeing the world through fresh eyes, we are able to unlock a wealth of information and possibilities that often go unnoticed. So, shall we step into the shoes of Pierre Wack and try to see the world in a new light? Who knows? It might just be the key to unlocking your creativity and innovation.